Okay, it's time for another G.I. Joe review. This time I'm going to do a little bit of a review slash comparison here of Destro. And the two that I'm going to be comparing here are the original 1980s Destro and this 25th anniversary Destro. Now, this 25th anniversary Destro that, figure that I have here, this actually came in the Battle 5 pack, which was, I believe, the first wave that was released of the 25th anniversary line. And what it was they had a 5-pack of Cobra figures and a 5-pack of G.I. Joe figures. So in the 5-pack for the Cobra figures, you had Destro here, Cobra Commander, the Baroness, a Cobra Trooper, and Storm Shadow. So let's get started here, and what I'm going to do is read off the little character bio here. Now, I don't actually have the original file card that came with this guy here, but when I got this guy, it came with this. So each one of the 5-pack figures came with their little file cards here, and these were already pre-cut, so there's no little ragged edges on them. And I like too that they're kind of just had a black finish on the back, which is nice. And I believe these file cards were a pretty much a word-for-word reprint of the file cards that came out with the original 80s versions of them. So anyways, I'll read it off here, and it says enemy weapons supplier. That's obviously Destro's role in Cobra. Codename Destro, file name unknown, primary military specialty, weapons manufacturer, secondary military specialty, thief, birthplace unknown. It says here, Destro is the faceless power behind Military Armaments Research System, or MARS, the largest manufacturer of state-of-the-art weaponry. To Destro, war is man's most natural state. The fittest survive and the greatest technological advances are made. He maintains a luxurious lifestyle around the world. Destro provides high-tech arms to any side able to meet his price and will incite war where it does not exist. He dons his silver battle mask, a family tradition, and enters battle himself, either with Cobra Commander, Destro is their major weapon supplier, or against them if it's better for business. Destro represents the G.I. Joe team, respects the G.I. Joe team for their combat skills and expertise, but abhors them for wasting such skills to maintain peace. He's totally dedicated to seeing them undermined, subverted, or destroyed. So yeah, that's a little character bio and a little bit of a background here for the Destro character. Let's just kind of set that out of the way. And first off, let's talk about the original 1980s Destro here, and just kind of move him over here like so. And let's kind of pan in on this guy. Now, I had this guy as a kid, and it was one of my favorite figures, but I lost him, and I got him back years later at a G.I. Joe convention. And I think he's pretty much complete here, except for the file card, obviously. But anyways, there he is there, and as you can see, he has the trademark shiny silver dome. The dome here, or face mask, not really very show accurate. In fact, it's kind of a weird shape. It's kind of a rather large head, kind of relative to the rest of his body there. And it didn't quite look like the Destro that you would see on the cartoon show back in the day, but you could tell it was him nonetheless. And he does have the kind of open collared here with the big huge medallion there. I always later on in life kind of figured this guy was kind of like a pimp or a player in a sense, because he's kind of all kind of blinged out, as it were, back before bling was really a word. But anyways, pretty cool figure. I like the design. He's got the black or shiny black kind of costume or outfit here. And if you notice here on his little wrist, he's got like some little like missiles or little like, looks like explosive arrows, I think, right here. And I think on the cartoon, these actually would like shoot out. I think there was an episode where one of these shot out or something like that. So these are kind of like little like missiles that could shoot off of his little wristbands there, I think. And there he's got like a little holster molded on there. And just kind of go on down, there's his little black boots. And I think this says right here, let me look at that. I think it says the date 1983. So yeah, he was originally released in 83. And as far as weapons go, the only real thing he has is this little pistol there, or laser pistol, which is kind of cool looking. That is removable. Just kind of take this out here. It's kind of stuck in there, but there it is there. So there's his little pistol. And the cool thing I liked about this guy was the little backpack that he had. Let's just kind of go out a little bit. There's his backpack there. Just rather simple looking, but the cool thing about it, and it is removable, was that it would kind of open up here like so, and you could see it had like all kinds of other little like guns in there, like, you know, collapsible weapons that, you know, he could have put together, like an assault rifle here, it looks like, or maybe a sniper rifle. And here he has like some little like knives and grenades and, you know, silencers and another little pistol. So yeah, he's actually pretty well armed. Apparently all his stuff's here stashed in his little backpack. And you could also fit this gun back here, I believe, like so. It wasn't really designed for this, but I remember as a kid you could always do this and then kind of just close it up like so and just kind of store it away here, which is kind of cool. Not many characters at all at the time had any kind of feature like that. Usually their backpack was just, you know, a molded piece of plastic that just sat on there, and they had their little rifle or gun separate. But that's him there. And as far as the articulation goes or movement on this guy, it was basically, you know, what they had at the time, which was actually fairly well, or fairly good at the time, really. The head here just kind of rotates left and right. Doesn't really look up and down like some of the other G.I. Joe figures, but shoulders could rotate 360 and can bend like that. You had like the little like kind of like Kung Fu grip where you could rotate here, like kind of like the bicep, bend at the elbow. No wrist movement. The waists are on the little like O-ring inside there, so they can rotate around. Hips here are kind of like ball jointed almost. Then the knees would bend, and no real feet or ankle movement. So that's pretty much the 80s Destro there. And let's just kind of set him to the side. Actually, just set him down here because he's probably going to want to fall over. And let's slide into focus here the new and improved 25th anniversary Destro. And let's just start off here by just kind of getting him here and just take a look at him. And as you can tell, obviously this is a more modern figure, has more sculpting, more detail, it's going to have more articulation, you know, hence the modern toy technology. So yeah, pretty good job with this guy. You'll notice here his head is kind of like painted silver. It's not the real chromed metallic silver. And just kind of going down, he's got the big flared collar, he got the big medallion there. So they captured all those traits of the original Destro in just greater detail. And as you can see there on his wrist, he's got the little, looks like grenades. I think that's what they were supposed to be on the original one. And then he's got the two little missiles there, or three actually, you could see there. And let's just kind of go on down. He's got a holster there, and this time it actually has a little gun in that. And I'll get to that in a bit. He's got his little briefcase there in place of having a backpack. And there's his feet, and there's a little character stand that he came with his name painted on there, Destro. And let's go back up and just kind of turn him around. No hole in the back for a backpack. He doesn't actually have a backpack, but there he is there. So let's go back up, and like I was saying, let's talk about his little briefcase here. Since he didn't have a backpack, they decided to give him this, which is kind of a cool little thing. And it does say on here, if you can kind of see, that says MARS, which is the acronym or whatever it is for the Military Armaments Research System. So that's what that is. And this does open up much like his backpack used to open up. And if you look inside, this is supposed to be snapped on there, but he has a gun in there and it is removable. And it does have a little post in here to where it's supposed to, you know, snap on there, it looks like. But for some reason mine's not quite staying put like it should. There you go. You can kind of see it there. And he's got more little, you know, magazines and weapon attachments and things in there. You look at the other side here, it's got like a little, like, looks like a detonator, big knife, silencers, those type of things. So yeah, a little more detailed with this. And I like the fact that this was actually designed to store the weapon. And if you look, I think this is a pretty well done replica of his original rifle. Let's just kind of bring that back. So here's the original 80s one. It's a little bit different. It doesn't have the scope on it. Here's the one from the 25th anniversary, but I think they were trying to model it after that one. So instead of having the backpack, he has a little briefcase here with his little weapons and stuff. And like I said, it does close up. Whoops. See, that's the thing, the problem here. This guy doesn't want to stay in place. There we go. Now, a couple things here. He does have the holster here. I'm just going to take this guy off the stand. And you can put the weapon in here now. I'm not sure if this was the original handgun that came with this one. I might have this one mixed up with a different character's gun. But I think this is it. You can see there's a little handgun. Looks like a little 9mm. But it does fit in the holster there. Like so. But it is kind of a rather large holster for that size of a gun. But I don't know. That may be the right gun for it. I'm not sure. I'm thinking he also came with this little like submachine gun. But I'm not sure if this actually belonged to the Baroness in that Battle 5-pack. But I think he did come with this. And the only thing that's kind of a bummer about this figure is this hand here, the way it's molded, you can't really hold anything in it, any weapon of any kind, or even his little briefcase. It looks like the briefcase would fit in here, but it just doesn't. It really only fits in this hand. So you got to either have him holding his gun or the briefcase, one or the other. You can't really make him hold both, which kind of sucks. And again, I'm not sure if this little submachine gun belongs to him or the Baroness. It doesn't seem like it does because it doesn't really fit in his hand very well. But anyways, minor little complaints. Articulation on this guy is obviously going to be a lot more, or a good amount more than what the original 80s one had. The head, though, is sadly lacking a bit, much like his original one. All you can really do is rotate him left and right, like so. He doesn't really look up and down. It's not on a ball joint. It kind of wants to go up and down, but not really. At least on mine, yeah. And shoulders here, 360. Can bend up and down. He's got the same kind of like Kung Fu grip. And also can rotate here. It's just a like glove here, can rotate around. No individual hand movement. Bend at the elbows. He's got like the mid-chest or abdomen movement. Can kind of go up and down a little bit. This one's a little limited. The legs here are on ball joints at the hips. And the knees here bend. And the feet and ankles get rotation and can bend up and down. Although this one's very stiff. So yeah. So they did improve the articulation on this 25th anniversary version of him. And they actually did do another version of this guy, kind of like almost a repaint. And it's a little more show accurate. The black's more black. And the head is actually the chrome silver like this guy. But he wasn't released as an individual figure. At least not that I'm aware of. And he came in a different Battle 5-pack that came with the DVDs. And I actually have it here. I don't have it open, but I'll show it to you here in package. And there he is there. Just kind of go up. There you go. You can see him there. And you kind of can see, getting a little bit of a glare, but his head is definitely the chrome. And you can see his feet here are painted gray, or his boots. And his black's a little more black. So he's a little more cartoon accurate or show accurate. And the head's actually chromed silver. As opposed to the original 25th anniversary version of him, which, as we bring it back here, is just painted silver. It's not really the chromed silver version. So yeah, you know, both of these are cool figures. I think this one, you know, is the original. It's the classic one. Not quite as good as it could have been, but actually pretty good for the time that it came out. This one is obviously an improvement on that. It looks a little more show accurate, but it does have some little shortcomings as far as some of the posability, the fact that you can't really hold a weapon in either hand, and I wish that they would have had a backpack instead of the briefcase at the end of the day. I think holding a briefcase looks kind of silly in the middle of a battle, but that's just me. But anyways, yeah, I'd say if you want to get any one of these guys, you really can't go wrong with either one. This one probably more for nostalgia. This one more for, you know, actual playability, those type of things. But anyways, I'd say get both of these, and I think you could probably get this guy for fairly reasonable price. Shouldn't be too much, but if it isn't, maybe go with this guy. Anyways, I think that'll wrap it up here for my look at the G.I. Joe Destro figures.